What's going on, y'all? This is Smoke, and today we're going to look at my process of how I tackle this type of hair. This isn't a tutorial. This is just kind of explaining how I cut and fade on this type of hair, this really dense, what we call Kevin Durant type hair. As this video starts, I want to let you guys know that that is not a derogatory term. That's just kind of how we identify the hair, you know what I mean? So as this video starts, you see me debulking, but I'm using a 2 instead of a 1 that I would normally use, or a 0.5 that I would normally use. I use a 2 just because I'm trying to be careful with this hair. The thing about this type of hair is that it curls up at the base, but it will also curl around other hair and the base of other hair. So if you cut too close, you can unintentionally cut off more hair than you need to, and then you'll have light spots, or even, I ain't gonna say bald spots, but like closed spots in your fade. You see me using a 2, and now I'm going to be using an all the way open to kind of fine tune it now that I know that I got it down a little bit. You'll see me debulk multiple times throughout this haircut, and each time I go down a little bit because I am debulking, but I have to be a little more patient with it. And that's the key to this video. That's the key to this type of hair, is patience. You gotta take your time. So you see me setting in my bald line here. Once I finish setting that in, I'm gonna set in my open line. And one thing that I'm gonna do is, once I get this open line set up, I'm gonna start debulking again. You'll see it all throughout this video. I'm going to repeatedly debulk as much as possible. Now, it is a little more work and it may make your haircut last a few minutes longer, but I'd rather take the time to debulk using lower guards each time, or a lower guard system each time, instead of just going for the 0.5, the one that I usually would do, and then cut off way too much hair. Once I get done with that, you'll see me go ahead and start attacking the bald line. Again, this is not a full tutorial, but I do just want to explain why I'm doing what I'm doing to this fade. But I'm going ahead and getting the bottom line out. Now I'm going and I'm using the 1. I'm going about 1/4 of an inch, not as high as I usually go with a 1, but I know that I'm going to use a 1.5 in a second, and I'm going to get this thing all the way together. Now I'm gonna go in with my 0.5 or my 0 guard, depending on what system you use. I'm going in with that, using the corners of the blade. I'm going and doing a little more detailing. We're gonna do a lot of detailing throughout this fade, especially once we get done with it. Just because of the type of hair it is, there's gonna be a lot of dark spots left over, and it's not because there's a problem with the way that I'm cutting, it's just the way that the hair initially curls up. So I have to keep brushing one, fading one. I had to keep brushing, detailing, just to get the hair to lay the way I want it to lay so that I can fade it out. And I'm about to grab my 1.5, but before I do, I use my 1 to debulk a little bit more. Now I'm grabbing the 1.5 and I'm fading up as close to the locks as I can without actually hitting them. We definitely don't want to touch the base of those locks, but we want to get this fade all the way together, so we're going up as high as we can. And once we do that, it's going to be mostly just detailing and debulking from here on out, because we finally got the hair down the way we want it to. Now we just need to make it a little bit more manageable, and that's what I'm doing with the 1 here. I'm debulking again. I'm getting this hair to lay down on the skin. I'm getting all the excess hair off. That way I can go in with my open guard, which is what I'm doing now. And I'm doing the detailing that I was doing in the other fade. And then last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna debulk a little bit more with the 1. And once we do that, the fade is pretty much done. Of course, I'm gonna come back at the end of the cut and detail a little more before I show it to my client. But that's basically how I handle this. And the last major thing that I wanna show in this video is when it comes to this type of hairstyle, a lot of times you have to knock a lot down off the front. So I do it with the 1 first, then I go in with the 0.5. If I need to go lower, I will, but for this customer, the 0.5 was enough. So at this point, the customer just needs to be lined up, enhanced, and all that good stuff, and he will be through. But the thing that I just kind of wanted to tap in with you guys about is the point of this video. The whole reason I made a video on this cut is just to talk about patience. When I first started cutting, I got a chair in my uncle's shop, and I'm still there now. My uncle has been cutting my hair for pretty much most of my life, and he's been cutting in his shop for over 16, almost 17 years now. So of course I'm cutting next to him, so I'm gonna look up to him and everything like that. But one of the biggest issues that I had was that I rushed cuts. And it wasn't because I wasn't confident or anything like that. I was just trying to be like my uncle, you know what I'm saying? The thing about my uncle is he does appointments every 30 minutes. And especially on weekends, every 30 minutes all day long. It doesn't matter what the cut is, he gets it done in 30 minutes and he doesn't rush it. He's really detailed and everything, but he's been cutting so long. Unless they need a facial or some other thing, he's done in 30 minutes. So I got into the habit at one point of trying to get my cuts done in 30 minutes. The problem with that was I was still learning how to cut. So I was taking shortcuts, or I was following the steps of my fade without actually focusing on details. So I ended up having customers that weren't exactly happy with the cut, not because I didn't give them what they asked for, but because I didn't show the detail. So that's the thing that I want whoever's watching this video to understand, is that your details are just as important as following the steps of your cut itself, whatever the cut is. It's all about being patient. It is all about making sure that you give the customer what he wants. And not only give the customer what he wants, but give him something that you like. If you don't like your own cut, you can't expect other people to like it. I just want to preach patience, patience, patience. When it comes to this hairstyle, when it comes to other hairstyles, you may have to do things over and over. You may have to do the same step multiple times. You may have to debulk multiple times like I did in this video. But if you want to cut, if you want to be the best version of yourself, you got to be willing to take extra time. So anyway, we got my boy all the way together. He didn't even ask for enhancement or anything like that, but we gave it to him. I'm very happy with how the fade turned out. This cut turned out being maybe 10-15 minutes longer than I wanted to, because I went back and I did the multiple debulking, and I just had patience. But patience makes for better cuts. So if you like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We try to post a video every week. So I will see you guys on next week, but make sure you let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you guys on next week.